Say hi from the tram.
Hi from the tram.
There is definitely always something new to look at when you come here. Hey guys, I am back at the American Treasure Tour Museum today for a second visit with fellow vlogger Retro Rest Stop. We were last here like 10 months ago. At that time we were given free passes, one each, because we were such excited guests, and so we're back again within the same year. So if you're not familiar with the American Treasure Tour already, what are you doing? I've already made 2 videos about this place, but short story is it's one anonymous person's personal collection of all kinds of stuff: vehicles, pop culture memorabilia, tons of musical instruments and musical paraphernalia. So there's tons to look at every time we go there. There's something different to see, and the reason why we're going right now is because they have a huge display of Christmas items, department store window Christmas displays, and just like Santa Clauses and all kinds of stuff. So there's something to see there any time of year, but there are some Christmas items, so that's in particular why we were drawn to go right now. I did just want to give a quick demo because this place can be kind of tricky to find. So you're going to go through this sort of industrial area, and then it's in this building. There is a big banner here now by the door that you need to go in, but it doesn't look like a museum or a fun place, but I promise that it is.
Pretty awesome to see this. They're just making the tires there. This innovation. BF Goodrich opened this factory in 1937, almost 100 years. This has been here for the production of automotive tires. Look at that gigantic chandelier. You can be a giant.
You could be a monkey.
You can strangest. Well, I mean, do I really need to put my face inside here to be the strangest creature? Talking about the chandelier, it says it's the Warwick Hotel chandelier. This beautiful crystal chandelier once hung in the lobby of historic Warwick Hotel, located on Philadelphia's Rittenhouse Square, prior to its removal to the American Treasure Tour.
I don't remember this one. Every time we come here, there's something. This is like my 4th or 5th time here.
Almost 2nd.
Yeah. And there's always new stuff. So I brought my GoPro today so you can get a much wider angle shot, because there's just so much to see here. There really is. So this is the first room that you can walk through yourself. There's a lot of pianos and musical equipment. There's a collection of miniatures, and there's like dollhouse kind of things. There's like a wall of telephones and all kinds of random stuff. And then when we go on the actual tour in a few minutes, we're gonna ride a little tram car through the actual museum, which is like the whole floor of this former factory. I've been kind of borrowing Dave's narration.
I don't want to compete with you, so if you like...
No, that's okay.
I'll just let me know if you film it.
I don't remember seeing this submarine before, but I'll film it for the Ocean's Gate enthusiasts. And this thing, I don't remember this 2-way keyboard.
6-way keyboard.
Oh, there's a back. Oh, there's a back.
6.
Oh, and it's all one thing. Oh, I thought they were like 2 of the same thing. Oh gosh.
Interesting.
All the little miniatures.
They shut all the lights off, they leave to go home, this gets up, and this walks around the museum.
We're looking at the haunted dolls.
That is terrifying. This is what I love here.
Yeah, so this was your art teacher?
Yeah, back in middle school would have been.
Yeah, and he just built this like at home. Did he? You said he brought some of these to
He would bring
school?
some in the school, he had some in his classroom, and one year he let us pick whatever project we wanted to build. He said you could just build anything you want, or you could draw something, you could paint something, and I said I want to make a miniature. And of course he lost his mind. He's like, that's so cool. So he brought in all kinds of stuff for me. He's like, what do you want to do? I'm like, I want to make a Christmas scene. So he brought in like a little miniature Christmas tree for me, and he brought all these little presents. Like he got so excited that I was basically making something that he was so like, passionate about.
Well, I'm seeing a Christmas tree here. I'm like, did he steal your project?
That trick. I had mine for years. I think my parents ended up throwing it out. I kind of wish I would have still had it.
Forgot about the wall of Raggedy Ann's. Can you imagine if someone invited you over and this was their bed? There's sort of the history of telephones. And some very old phones. When did phones go from black to beige? We 100% had one of these when I was growing up. And we had some of these. And I probably still have one of these hanging around in my basement.
It is hilarious watching them because you know they do like a little bit. That felt like ancient
When we were close to
This is interesting. I don't remember seeing something like this here before, but they have a music box exhibit sponsored by the Musical Box Society. So there's all these historic music boxes. Some of them have signage, some of them don't. On both sides of the aisle. I like that they have like related signs or ads or different things sometimes about some of the items that are displayed here. Photos of where they're from or where they're manufactured. Here's a cross stitch of the music box that it's displayed with. And this is another piece I always like, this giant dollhouse. It's all decorated inside.
Particular about that.
Guys, look up here.
Not a kind person.
Thank you.
Parents, I'm relying on you. I have my phone with me.
Say hi from the tram.
Hi from the tram.
Hope you guys enjoy.
You are about to view a collection amassed by one man who wishes to remain anonymous. We honor that request, as he wants the items collected to be the stars of the show. His passion has brought together one of the world's largest collections of pop culture from the 1870s to present day. The collection is constantly evolving, and we like to say there is always room for more. On the left, we have a replica of a Conestoga wagon, along with Cowboy Bob. We have 3 circus wagons filled with delightful automatons. In the late 1890s, electricity was coming to our big cities. At the same time, mass production of plate glass was developed. Assortment of vintage amusement park items on your left, starting with the blue lug seat rubber auto scooters that are known as bumper cars. They are from the 1940s. Behind them are Dodge bumper cars that represent the 1950s. As we round the corner, there is Albert Einstein on the left, along with a vintage tractor seat collection, as well as vintage tractors. Why do we have typewriters? The answer is, we have a lot of visits from student groups, and many of them don't know what a typewriter is. In addition to typewriters, we also show young people a payphone and vinyl records. Mind blown. As we travel along, looking right, we have lions and tigers and bears. Oh my! Look right to see our favorite animal in this display, Calamity Jane. She has a gun in her holster, whiskey in her boot, and a custom-made cowgirl hat. Now that is what we call really good ranch dressing right there. And on the right side of the tram, we have a really big shoe. Some people ask why. We ask, why not? This shoe is actually from a now defunct cable channel called Wedding Central. And since we love all things oversized, we were happy to add it to our collection. Followed by a bicycle built for 7. This red bike is called a Kobe, which is short for Conference Bike. Designed in San Francisco, there are 300 of these bikes in 18 different countries around the world. You will see all kinds of bicycles here at the American Treasure Tour, including the early penny farthing and many models sold in this country from the 1950s and onward. In the 1970s, they were producing 12,000 tires a day here. After being in business over 50 years, is a miniature amusement park from Moundsville, West Virginia, and used to be in an ice cream parlor window. It has the distinction of being handmade with no plastic. It's all wood and metal, and it is run by old Singer sewing machine motors. Into the 2009 Guinness Book of World Records. It was constructed by just one man, Steve Gooman. He's from Connecticut, and he constructed this castle from 396,000 popsicle sticks, and it is held together by 4 gallons of Elmer's glue. Before we listen to some more band organ music, please note that just up ahead on your right, you will be passing the oldest functioning automaton in the collection, the Sword Swallower. He dates back to the late 1890s, so he would have been in one of the very first storefront window displays in America. In Los Angeles, California in 1939, where it accompanied a carousel for many years. There are only 11 of these machines left in the world, and we have 3 of them here at the American Treasure Tour Museum. Department stores enchanted colonial village
Here's why everyone's here.
display you will see 9 of the original buildings that were originally on display at Lit Brothers 1960s and could be seen every Christmas season until Lit Brothers closed their doors in 1977. A local man named Thomas Comerford was the Lit Brothers house designer and worked with a German company to come up with this design in the style of a colonial village. On your left, you will find one of the most recognizable families in America, The Simpsons. The Simpsons are the longest-running primetime show in television history. They started in 1989. In the corner of this room, you will find the giant papier-mâché Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. They were the prized possession of Irene Higgins and were donated in her memory by her daughters. They are one of a very few number of donated items in this collection. Ms. Fay also painted cartoon characters and clowns. So sit back, relax, enjoy the artwork, the miniatures on your left, and some more music. And there are Halloween masks. These were made by the Collegeville Costume Company that was in business for 50 years until 1994. When the costume company went out of business, largest Gumby, stretching 20 feet high. On the front wall is the Drowsy Chaperone sign. This is a sign that hung on Broadway in New York City. The machine in the middle is the only Wurlitzer model, number 175, ever made.
There's a payphone. Have you heard of payphone? What? Let me blow your mind.
As you travel along on your right, we have a full-size, beautiful red airplane called a Denny Kitfox. It is an amateur-built airplane. The next classic automobile is a 1956 Robbins Egg Blue Cadillac Sedan DeVille. And pickup trucks with a Dodge Power Wagon and a red Ford pickup on this end of the road. Immediately come out with a new model, and this car was it. People loved the shoebox and bought it by the thousands. The last two cars on the right are the Crossleys.
I really hope you enjoyed it and explore your own free will.
There's telephone quotes. Do they make those anymore?
They do, but like, they're for businesses, I think.
Who
Yeah.
even uses them anymore? I remember that. You want to go, man, I or something. But man, I remember using
We're doing
these
a whole
back in the
telephone
day,
segment.
and you have to know what phone number. Back in the day, you used to have to memorize phone numbers. Who remembers pagers? You'd have before cell phones got really big. You'd have a pager.
If you were really cool.
I was cool. I had a pager, or somebody would say like, "Hey, page me at yada 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 number," and then you would still have to go. You would get the number, and then you would still have to go to a
You have to
payphone.
find the phone.
Never seen that one.
I've never heard of it. This is funny though. Mad City, when I was in high school, I went out like 3 weeks in a row. A friend and I went to the movies, and we kept trying to see something different, but it was like R-rated and they wouldn't let us in. So we ended up seeing Mad City like 3 times in a row.
This most random
I
movie
know.
to see so many times in a row.
Remember when TVs were a big giant box with a knob?
Once again, going down the old school nostalgia trip memory lane. Who remembers old school CRT TVs? This one here is awesome looking. I never had one like that. That is cool. Of course, the ones with actual stereos, record players and whatnot built into them. I remember my grandmother, of course, had the real old school ones that had like the whole big wooden cabinet around them, because they used to build TVs actually like as
furniture.
pieces of
Yeah.
furniture. It wasn't just a box you would stick on a piece of furniture. It was a legit piece of furniture. All the VHS tapes.
Yeah, here's your section.
There is a CED player right there, a capacitance electronic disc player. That is really cool. And what's even cooler than that, well, actually the whole stack of CEDs back there, there is a very old school laser disc player right there. That's one of the top loading ones. That is one of the first. What's the year?
Yeah, August 14th, 1945.
I'm looking at the small print. It's right there. Yeah. Wow.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, the war's over.
Yeah,
That's right.
but like it's just out
Yeah,
in the open. Look at all these
VE
newspapers.
Day. Yeah.
Yeah, wow. Big car guy. I heard they're a man thing.
According to that display, yes.
Dogs, guns.
Fresh popcorn robots. This
Home to the fantabulous American Treasure
wait a second on that.
So then firefighters come, they're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, we can save this one. They got the plaque.
But I have some of these old ones
Yeah.
in the attic from my dad.
Yeah. If you think the guy's creepy, check out the monkey.
Yeah. It's terrifying.
We were just talking about how some of this stuff has been kind of rearranged even since the last time we were here. And probably half the fun of the guy that owns this is just moving everything around, highlighting different parts of the collection, adding new stuff and moving things around to make room for it. So there's definitely always something new to look at when you come here.
Oh, this is neat. This was
Yeah.
this your last time?
No, this is definitely new. And it's a scale model of like a farm.
That's awesome.
Here's all the key of what all the buildings are.
I think it's getting rained on or something.
Something.
Oh.
This isn't like the most watertight
Yeah, I know,
building.
there's puddles everywhere.
Yeah. Like there's so many people who have collections of a single thing.
I would take my
And-
movie collection here because it'd be nice to see it like
Right.
preserved.
But like, so like this guy collects everything. So there's so many people that have a collection of like their one thing that they collect. It would be nice if it could end up in a place like this. Because people do put a lot of time and effort into
I'm
their
almost gonna have to buy
collections.
my collection when I die.
Collect everything.
know.
Look, a dog license from every state, a stamp from every state,
That's cool.
Disneyland.